Good morning, boys and girls. How are you all doing today? I hope you're awake and ready to start the day. Although today is kind of a yucky, dark day. It's kind of cloudy and gloomy, and it might be kind of stormy after a while today. So it's a good day to stay inside, and I got some activities planned for us to do, something fun. So let's get started first of all. And every morning we start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Let me get the flag out. Oh, by the way, before we do that, no action up here yet. They're all just hanging out. None of them have turned into butterflies yet. But if they do, I will film it so you can catch it right away as soon as it does. Yeah, okay. Well, let's go ahead and start. Put your right hand on your chest. And I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll this up, roll, 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 roll. And ready to sing? God bless America, land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam, God bless America, my home, sweet home. Very good. Okay, today is Tuesday. Here we go. Tuesday. Tuesday. The month? I hope you all said April. April. Tuesday, April 28th. Yes, it's the 28th. Should we count to 28 together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28th. Today is Tuesday, April 28th. We only have a couple more days to count in April before we change to May. So, what letter did we start talking about yesterday? Can you remember? It's the letter Z. Z. Remember the sound it makes? Z. Yes, just like in zipper and zoo and zero and zebra. What do we have down here? Zigzag, a zither, another zebra, and one of my favorite vegetables, zucchini. Yes. Remember how we did the Z, how we wrote the Z? I'll point to this one. You go across, slant down, and then across again. So across, slant down, and across. Okay. You know, we're going to do something different today. I have got one of the books about my favorite red dog. Who is it? Clifford. Clifford is the dog that I like the best, isn't it? Well, I was going through some books today, and I found this Clifford book. And it's Clifford's Riddles. Do you know what a riddle is? It's a question that's usually kind of silly and usually has a silly answer. That's a riddle. And so we're going to read some riddles today. Clifford's riddles, in fact. Oops. Okay, here we go. The first riddle is, what is black and white and red all over? What is black and white and red all over? Clifford dressed as a zebra. Ha ha ha, that's funny, isn't it? Okay, the next riddle is, what is wet and pink and holds 50 cans of dog food? Think about that. Wet and pink and 50 cans of dog food. Who likes dog food? Clifford, you know what the answer to this riddle is? Clifford's tongue. It's pink, it's wet, and it holds 50 cans of dog food. Yep, and he'd gulp that all down, wouldn't he? So that's what a riddle is. It's just kind of a silly question. You ready for another one? What is 12 feet tall, stops at lights, and has training wheels? 12 feet tall, stops at lights, and has training wheels? Oh. Clifford's bicycle. Silly. Okay, here's the next one. It's sweet, it's furry, it barks, and it's frozen on a stick. What is it? Any ideas? A popsicle. That's kind of silly, isn't it? Okay. What do you call a wet pup? A wet pup. A soggy doggy. Silly, huh? Okay. If your dog kisses you, what do you call it? If your dog kisses you, what would you call it? A pooch smooch. Go give your mom a pooch smooch and see what she thinks of it. Just give her a great big kiss and call it a pooch smooch. Okay, let's find the next one. It's safe when it's sad, but when it's happy, watch out. What is it? It's safe when it's sad, but when it's happy, watch out. Any ideas? Clifford's tail. So if he's sad, he just sits there and his tail doesn't move. But if he's happy, what happens? That tail's gonna go whack, 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 whack. And we've read stories where his tail has gotten him in trouble, hasn't it? He's broken things with it when he gets so excited. Yes. Okay, here's one more. What floats on water is yellow, goes quack, quack, and weighs 100 pounds. What goes quack, quack? A duck goes quack, quack. But what does it have to do with Clifford? Clifford's rubber ducky, his pool toy. Yeah, he'd have to have a pretty big one, wouldn't he? Okay. He's faster than a speeding greyhound. He's stronger than a Great Dane. He can leap over a dog catcher in a single bound. Who is he? Any guess? Super Pooch. The end. So that was Clifford's Silly Riddles. Those were kind of fun to read, weren't they? All right. Well, remember I told you I had something fun we're going to do today? We're going to go into my kitchen today, or the other part of my kitchen, and we're going to do a little project. Are you ready? So come on over with me. And we're going to come around the corner over here. And I've got all kinds of things laid out here to make play-doh. Today it's a yucky, rainy day, and I thought this would be a perfect day to play with play-doh. But I didn't have any play-doh here at the house. Actually, I had some, and do you know what? It was all dried up because it's been so long since anybody here at our house played with it. So we're gonna make some play-doh here at home. Now I'll send your mom and dad the recipe for this play-doh, and they can make it with you when you get done watching me make mine, okay? Or if you got all the ingredients out this morning before we got started, you can make it with me. But maybe you should just watch and then you can make it when I'm all done. So I've made some already just to try to test out the recipe, and that's what we're gonna make today. So I've got some green Play-Doh already, and I got some bluish green Play-Doh. Okay, so for the Play-Doh, we need flour, a spice called cream of tartar, we need salt, we need cooking oil, and we need hot water. Now I've already got the water hot. I boiled it already. You need boiling hot water. So Mom's got to do that part of the process, okay? Oh, and lastly, I've got food coloring. And that's what we'll use to make it all the different colors that we're gonna make. Now, did you see who's with me here this morning watching us make our Play-Doh? Big and little fish. Remember them from the last time we were in the kitchen? I think we made the bunny cake, didn't we? Yep. And here's a flower I picked yesterday in my flower bed. And I thought I'm gonna pick it now because if I leave it out there, the rain that's coming today would knock all the pretty petals off, and I wanna enjoy it. So I brought it in the house. Okay, well, let's get started. I didn't get a spoon out. Let me get a spoon. And I've got the recipe. And first of all, we're gonna take some flour. This is my flour container. And I've got a measuring cup, and we're gonna take 1 cup of flour. So I'm gonna scoop in the flour container, and I'm gonna get out 1 cup of flour. Now tell moms, or if moms are listening, tap it down a little bit to kind of get the air bubbles out. I had read in one of my recipe books that that helps to do that for this recipe. There we go. There's 1 cup of flour, and I'm gonna put it in a bowl. Okay. Let me get this out of the way so you can see better. Next, we're going to get out some salt. And it takes a 1/2 cup of salt. So I got a 1/2 cup measuring cup, and I'm gonna fill this to the top to make a 1/2 cup of salt. Oops, I'm gonna turn it the other way. I think that's pretty good. 1/2 cup of salt. Okay. Next, I need 2 tablespoons of cream of tartar. Now these are all things that you would use to bake regular food in your kitchen, but they're also ingredients that we're using to make the Play-Doh. So it called for 2 tablespoons. So here's 1 tablespoon. And 2 tablespoons. I had kind of measured some of it out already, so that'd be easier to get it out of that little container. 2 tablespoons of cream of tartar. Okay, so I've got the dry ingredients, the flour, the salt, and the cream of tartar. And I'm gonna take my spoon and I'm gonna stir that all up so that it's all mixed together. Okay, now I've got some cooking oil right here, and it calls for, 1 tablespoon of oil. So this is a tablespoon, and I'm gonna pour it in here. There we go. And I'm gonna dump that into the dry ingredients and stir it up. And it just gets a little lumpy in there, but that's what it's supposed to do. So all my ingredients mixed together really good. All right. Now, I have boiled some hot water over here in my teapot, my electric teapot, and it calls for a 1/2 cup of water. So I've got a glass measuring cup, a liquid measuring cup, and I'm gonna find where it says 1/2 on it. Teapot over here, and I'm gonna sit it down so that I don't get any hot water on me. But you let mom or dad do this part, okay? There is a 1/2 cup of water. Now before I put the water in with these dry ingredients, I'm gonna put food coloring in the water that'll make our Play-Doh the color that it already is. I've got a greenish, I've got a bluish one. I think I'm gonna make some purple Play-Doh. How does that sound? Purple Play-Doh. So I'm gonna put some dots of food coloring in here. And to make it kind of dark, I'm gonna put about 6 or 8 drops of food coloring in there. And then I'm gonna stir that up a little bit. Ooh, isn't that a pretty purple color? But be careful, this is hot water. It's boiling hot water. Okay. And now I'm going to take this and I'm going to pour it into my flour mixture. Okay. Ooh, let's see. And then I'm going to start stirring it all up. We'll see what happens. Look at it starting to look like Play-Doh. Okay. Now you've got to stir quite a bit. Get all those ingredients stirred up. So it sticks together too. So I'm going to stir a little bit more. And look at it, it's starting to kind of all stick together. It's starting to look like Play-Doh, isn't it? That's kind of a pretty color. I like that. Kind of a lavender color. All right. Now, even though it looks like it's stirred up good enough, I'm going to stir this a little bit more, because the more you stir and massage it kind of, the more it sticks together. All right. Now, we're going to let this cool for a little bit. And as it cools, it's going to not be quite as sticky. Let me push some of it off the spoon. Actually, that hot water with all the flour and everything has cooled off really quickly. So now I can actually pick it up. I thought it might be too hot, but look at it. It's like a big ball of Play-Doh. Now, what you want to do though is after you've kneaded it a little bit or moved it around or kind of massaged it, you want to let it sit in the bowl just a little bit longer. And as it cools down, it gets a little thicker and it gets a little bit stiffer. And that's what you need to let it do so that you can play with it easily. Because it's a little gooey yet, but it will harden up real soon. So you just let that cool in the bowl for just a little bit. Oops, did I get some dough out here? There you go. And just let that cool. And then in about 30 minutes, you'll be able to play with it. So we will let that cool, and then I'll come back in just a minute and show you how it looks. Okay, well, I've let the purple Play-Doh cool down. And if it's a little sticky, moms, you can put a little flour with it, and that helps make it a little bit more solid. But by just keeping it, letting it cool, in fact, I even put it in the refrigerator for a couple minutes, that helped make it real pliable and just really easy to work with. When you get done playing with the Play-Doh today, either put it in just little baggies, and you can keep it just dry. I don't think you need to put it in the refrigerator, but just put it in some type of airtight container, and then it'll be good for a couple of weeks. But you've not invested much in this, so if it goes bad, don't worry about it. You can throw it out. So anyway, look what I did with the Play-Doh. I wrote you a little message. Do you know what it says? I miss, what's that word? You. I miss you. So I took my Play-Doh and made it into letters. and left a little message for you. And if any of you want to take your Play-Doh and make a little message or do some designs for me, or get your cookie cutters out and your rolling pin out and create something fun, and then have Mom take a picture of it and she can always send it to me. I would love to see what you're doing with the Play-Doh, okay? Because it's really easy. Just get a rolling pin out and roll it out, and get your favorite cookie cutters out. Or if you have Play-Doh cookie cutters too, you can get those out and use them to make whatever designs you want. Here's a frog. Look at, I'm gonna see if he comes out good. Ribbit. Does that look like a frog to you? There, I'll put him down here. And look at the other one that I've got out. What is that the shape of? A dog. Can you see that it's a dog? Maybe if I put it on the counter, you can see that better. How would it be if I make a blue dog? I'm gonna take the dough and I'm gonna roll it out. But this stuff's pretty flexible too. If you just take your hand and push it down, that works good too. Or you can take a cup out of your cupboard and use that as a rolling pin too, the side of a cup. And I'm gonna put the dog in here, and I'm gonna pull away the extra Play-Doh, and voila, here's the doggy. Yeah, I didn't get out any of, or not all of my cookie cutters. I have got several hundred cookie cutters. I collect cookie cutters. So a lot of times when I go on trips or go places and I see a really neat cookie cutter that I don't have, or a cookie cutter that's in the shape of something that reminds me of the vacation I'm on or a certain place that I'm visiting, I'll buy a cookie cutter and then I will keep it and always have that as a memory of where I went visiting. In fact, look at this one. Put it here. You know what that is? Do you remember what that is, Anna?
Yep.
What is it?
It's Mickey Mouse's glove.
It's Mickey Mouse's glove from the last time that we were at Disney World. I was in one of the shops and found a Mickey glove cookie cutter. So let me cut that out. Yeah, because Mickey doesn't have hands like you or I. He's only got 4 fingers. Yep. That's a little fact about Mickey I bet you didn't know. He only has 4 fingers on each hand. Yep. And for the springtime, I've got some flower cookie cutters, and I know I've got a butterfly one someplace. At school, I've got a great big container of cookie cutters. Remember that when we've played Play-Doh at school in the past, and we've gotten the cookie cutters out, the big bucket of them? Boy, I should have brought that home from school. That would have been fun to use. But I bet you've got a lot of fun cookie cutters or different things that you can use to cut shapes. In fact, let me show you something. I'm gonna go in my cupboard and get out a cup. You should probably get a plastic cup. All I've got are glass cups. But what is that shape? That's a circle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some purple dough, and I'm gonna flatten it out, and I'm gonna take my cup and watch. That works as a cookie cutter too. There is a circular cutout, and I could take some green dough. Remember how we've made snakes in the past? You start out like that, or you go like that. Watch. I'm gonna give this flower a stem. And I might mix the colors a little bit, but that's okay. I don't mind too much. And then I'm gonna take another piece of the green dough. What else goes on a flower with a stem? How about a leaf? Look at, there's one leaf. Should I put one more on? I'm gonna put one more leaf on. Look at, but that looks kind of silly, doesn't it? I know what I'm gonna do. Like I said, I don't mind if this Play-Doh gets mixed up a little bit color-wise. So I'm gonna make some petals on this flower. There's one. Whoa, this is falling apart a little bit. There's 2. Is it looking more like a flower? I think so. Three. Oops, this one's kind of big. Four. There's 4 petals on it. That one got a little big. 5. And I think we have room for one more. Don't you think so? Let me make one more. Kind of make a little snake. And then I just connect it and right there. I gotta move my S. There. I think I can even probably get one more in there. Can't you? Okay. Or don't you think I can? There. Look at the flower that I made. And see, when you're all done, oopsie, you can just take it all apart. And see, the colors don't stick together that much. And then I can take this, and then I can take this and put it with the green. Okay, well, I hope that you and your mom or whoever's with you today takes the time to make some Play-Doh because it's lots of fun to play with. Look at what we did just in the couple minutes we were playing. And this could keep you busy for a couple hours. And if you got brothers and sisters at home with you, they can play with it too. In fact, Mom could even make a couple different colors if she wanted to. Or, you know, one batch of the Play-Doh makes a huge ball. So you have fun with the Play-Doh today, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Where Are We Wednesday. I'll see you then, okay? Bye-bye.